What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jason Cristo, feeling comfortable today. I'm just wearing a sweater. You know, it's kind of chilly out here in Canada, but you know what? It is what it is. We're going to stay warm anyway. I'm going to infuse you guys with that positive energy. We're going to keep everything rolling. Now, as you guys know on this channel, I love to do awesome food reviews, so you guys know what tastes great. Stick to the end, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how you guys can boost your protein intake by adding this one simple food. This video is extremely important, because your boy likes to eat processed foods. I'm not going to bullshit you guys. But what I want to tell you is there's one ingredient that you guys should be aware of on your processed foods. If you go in and you look at the ingredient list, you'll see maltodextrin. Now, very important that we take a look at this ingredient, because it's really going to help us in terms of understanding it. It can really help us maximize our health as something to stay away from in general. What you guys got to know about maltodextrin is once you find your ingredient list, whether you're getting packaged food, chocolate bars, candy bars, if you're a vegetarian and you're not going the vegan route, you're going to notice there's a lot of maltodextrin in that. And what that is it's used as a carrier for other ingredients in the food. It's used as a food additive. So it helps to preserve the food for longer. It also helps with things like texture in your food. Now, at first glance, that sounds great, but what we have to be aware of is what this does in the body. First, what we have to understand is how maltodextrin is made. And this is made from breaking down and processing things like cornstarch, wheat, for example, and when you break those down, it's going to turn into a white powder. After they process this, now you've got your maltodextrin. Now, what you have to understand too is typically this is coming from corn, and a lot of the corn that we get is GMO, or genetically modified ingredients. So maltodextrin, unless you're getting a non-modified version of maltodextrin, and what you're going to find is the majority of maltodextrin is genetically modified. And we all know that consuming too many genetically modified foods can have a huge impact on our internal systems. Things like the microbiome, which is extremely, extremely important. I talk about it a lot in terms of keeping your body healthy. If you do not feed the right gut bacteria in your body's going to start to break down. It's going to start to increase things like inflammation, which is going to cause an overreaction in your immune system and a lot of other issues inside of your body. So very important for us to make sure we're feeding the microbiome with the right food. Another thing about maltodextrin is it has a very high glycemic index. Now, the glycemic index just measures the insulin spike that gets shot out anytime you're consuming certain foods. Now, they measure this based on a scale. Sugar, for example, has a glycemic index of around 75, whereas maltodextrin is one of the highest, if not the highest on the list in terms of its glycemic index at around 136. That means when somebody is consuming maltodextrin all the time with all the packaged foods and the processed stuff that they're eating, they're significantly spiking that insulin spike. Now, when the insulin goes too high, it starts messing up your cells. Your insulin goes high, this got to bring your blood sugar down. Now what ends up happening is your blood sugar comes down, then you go into a low blood sugar situation, cravings, hunger, tired, boom. Then you get more maltodextrin, and then it becomes a roller coaster ride, and it leaves you feeling pretty shitty, and you get unhealthy over time. What we also see with consuming foods like that and too much maltodextrin and playing with your insulin levels like that is that can lead to insulin resistance, meaning that your cells no longer are able to respond to insulin just because of the shooting out of insulin chronically over time. This can lead to things like diabetes, heart disease, cancer. And so I tell people all the time that the foods that we put in our body is what's going to make us feel good. It's going to improve our health. It's going to help to take care of diseases. Now, there's only one disease. A lot of times you'll see in society, they'll try to break diseases down into either cancer, heart disease, diabetes, obesity, when all of these diseases are caused by the same thing. It's caused by the foods that we ingest and a lack of exercise or a lack of getting out in our environment and putting our body to work. Now, back in the day when we had our ancestors, they would go out and they would forage for food, and they wouldn't be consuming as much processed stuff as we are today. Remembering our bodies are hundreds, 1,000-year-old bodies. So we want to make sure that we're consuming the right foods in order to keep our body at an optimal level. So if you guys see maltodextrin on your packaging, again, once in a while is not going to hurt you, but if you really want to take it to the next level, you want to avoid the processed foods that contain maltodextrin. So I want to leave you guys with a simple tip that you guys can use when it comes to adding more protein into the foods that you eat so you can stack on that muscle, baby. So one of the things that you guys can do is consider chickpeas. Chickpeas are powerful when it comes to the amount of protein that you have in them. And simply adding chickpeas to things like your pastas, your rices, and even just having them on the side and mixing them in with your vegetables. They're so easy to make. You get them in a can, pour them out, rinse them out. A quarter a cup of chickpeas can net you about 10 grams of protein. So just imagine a half a cup, and now you're mixing it with brown rice, or you're mixing it with whole grain pasta. You've got a meal that's going to contain at least 20 to 25 grams of protein. Not to mention, of course, the micronutrients that come in when we're adding in the veggies. That's my simple protein boosting tip. Try it out today. Very simple. Chickpeas taste great. You don't have to worry about the maltodextrin in them either because they ain't got none. That's it, guys. I hope that helped you guys out. I'm going to go ahead and see you guys in the next video. If there's anything that you guys want to see, comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see. I'll go ahead. I'll do a video on it. Our next video we got coming up, I got an amazing food review for you guys. You guys are going to fucking love it. Let's keep this train rolling. I just had this on my mind because I was consuming some processed food the other day, and I'm like, I got to let my team know what's going on so that they can keep themselves healthy and they can really maximize that muscle building. I'm going to go ahead and see you guys in the next video.